Vilnius is the capital of and largest city in Lithuania, and the most populous city in the Baltic states. The city's estimated January 2025 population was 607,404. The Church of St. John's, officially named St. John the Baptist and St. John the Apostle and Evangelist, is located at the old town of Vilnius, Lithuania, and dominates the university, Vilnius University, ensemble. Since the times of the Jesuit Academy, professors and students used to pray here, and Vilnius theologians gave sermons. It was a place for performances and disputes, where theses were defended and kings greeted. One site not to miss is St. John's Church and its bell tower at Vilnius University. The university is the oldest in the Baltics and in Northern Europe, and you can wander around for free. However, the bell tower is really the star of the show here. St. John's Bell Tower was built over 400 years ago and is the tallest building in the Vilnius Old Town, standing at 68 meters tall. From May to October, visitors can enter the bell tower for only $5 and go all the way to the top for undoubtedly the best view in the entire city. Gediminas Tower is the red brick turret that you can see from almost anywhere in Vilnius. There has been a brick castle of some description on this hill since 1409, and although it has served many different purposes since then, including being home to the first telegraph building in Vilnius, it is now a small museum which you can visit for $5. The views from the hill, however, are free, and totally worth the legwork it takes to get to the top. Alternatively, you can take a short funicular ride up to the top for $2 one-way or $3 return. One of the oldest Gothic churches in Vilnius, the Church of St. Anne. Originally built in the 15th century, with recent interior reconstruction taking place in the early 20th century. This 500-year-old church remains a prime example of how Gothic architecture is so beautiful. You will spot the Church of St. Francis and St. Bernard just behind it, as well as the bell tower to the right of it. This is housed in a separate building to the church, which is not common practice, but it is because the vibrations of the bells ringing can damage the bricks of the church.
a typical old street in Old Town Vilnius. As you can see, cobblestone roads, lots of historical building, and it's really pretty, lined with lots of cafe and little store. Very cool.
The Church of St. Francis and St. Bernard, also known as Bernardine Church, is a Roman Catholic church in the old town of Vilnius, Lithuania. It is located next to St. Anne's Church. Dedicated to Saints Francis of Assisi and Bernardino of Siena, it is an important example of Gothic architecture in Lithuania.
Watch all my videos, subscribe, and like this video. Okay, bye!